Welcome to Khair Henna's first podcast. I'm Khair Henna and a henna artist based in Singapore. Here with me today is my husband Iqbal Iman, who will be keeping me company for this episode.
Hello.
So I don't feel like I'm talking to myself.
For your very first podcast.
Yes, my very first podcast. And to be honest, I'm actually very nervous. Even though it's just speaking to the mic. Okay, so the reason why I have this podcast is actually to share my views on experiences in the henna community, because I don't really share it through my social media. It's more for displaying my portfolios, my henna artwork for my bridal and any henna party. So it's more for that. So I think this is a good social media platform for us as a henna community to discuss more in depth about what goes around our life as a henna artist and maybe other types of issues that is happening around us that is affecting us as a henna artist.
You know, over the years, I was very, I have to admit I was a bit skeptical. But because I just thought to myself that how much ongoings are there within the henna industry? Because there weren't a lot of you around actually.
Yeah, and he's like, can or not? This one can work You sure or not?
Okay.
It's like,
So-
yeah, can lah, but do you think this is good? Do you think how about CPF?
There were a lot of questions because I didn't know
Yeah.
how you guys operated. Okay, as a perception from someone who does not do henna, I cannot draw a circle for nuts basically. So it's like the Singapore industry is very you join the workforce,
Yeah,
graduate
it's very
school, and you're done.
meritocracy.
Yeah, and you just you get a job and you're done.
Mhm.
So I know there were a few artists that there were a few artists among us, but I just didn't know a system that works out for them. How do you pay your CPF? How do you do certain things? How do you get a house? All those
Oh,
things. Is
that
there a
was-
system that is in place for henna artists or?
It took me at least 3 to 4 years to figure out the CPF part. But anyways, but my first 2 years during this
Oh, by the way, I don't think artists is a word.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, this part about CPF and how sure are we that this can last long for us? To be honest, until today, I can tell you that it's something that you will be never sure of. You will not know will people still book you for next year? Is something that you will never confirm plus job no lah.
So it's a job that you are unsure of in the future
Yeah,
That's
but
harsh facts
yeah, harsh facts is that lah. But at the end of the day, it's if you really love what you do and you put a lot of effort into it, and you go and put yourself out there, I'm sure that there is people who will love your artwork. That is definite.
Okay, so how did you what was your inspiration for this actually? How did you manage to start? Okay, obviously you started doing this because you like it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
how did you manage to do that?
I was mad love for it.
Yeah, how did you manage to do that and turn it into something that is profitable for you?
Actually, when I started doing this, I was in a full-time job. Yeah. It was a managerial position in a cinema industry, which I will not mention. So it was a great place to work at. I mean, my colleagues were great. The staff was great. But I feel as time passed by, I feel a bit stagnant and unmotivated.
Unmotivated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unmotivated, I want to
Okay.
say.
So what?
Yeah, because the thing is every day, what you do is you do reports. You click in reports and everything. So as time pass, you feel like you're doing the same thing, and you are placed in an office, so you don't really meet a lot of people, a lot of different people to like mix around with. You only
Okay.
see your colleagues and your staff. You talk to
Okay.
them only.
Okay.
And this goes around because it's 7 days in a week, right? So
Yes.
I work like, if I'm not wrong, 5 or 6 days in a week. So I have one day off. So that is my life at that point of time. That was around, I started this job in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started to feel a bit stagnant. So during Hari Raya puasa period. So that was puasa. Puasa is fasting. During the fasting period in 2014, my staff bought some henna cones from like, but these henna cones at that point of time I didn't know that it was instant henna. That is another topic for another day.
Okay.
So I drew for them during pula after working hours.
No wonder you quit because you were doing henna during work hours.
Yeah, they're crazy, right?
That
No
says a
lah,
lot,
but it was after working hours. I drew for them because they wanted to, adorn themselves with henna for Hari Raya Puasa. So it's the Idul Fitri period. So I drew for them. It was like, I think my flowers were very big and botchy flowers.
Hey, wait, I think I remember this story.
Why?
You came home with you met me under the block, right?
Yeah,
And then you told
time
me that
we
you
weren't
had, like,
married yet.
Yeah, you told me that you got a henna cone, and I'm wondering why would you have a henna cone like out of everything that you could have bought, you bought like a henna cone. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
So I did think like, okay lah, maybe this is just like a one-time thing. Actually,
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't think it would turn this big.
Yeah, I got a bit crazy after that. I got so interested in henna. I was like, hey, this is fun. Because previously when I was in secondary school, I took art for my like the extra lessons, because last time we can choose either art, DNT or FNN. Food and
Food and nutrition.
I wanted to say nourishment.
Poor things. You say that as if all of us are starving. Food and nourishment.
Food and nutrition. So I chose art. So that was the last time that I actually drew on a canvas. And after that, I got into ITE. Then I didn't really draw or anything. So I kind of forget like that is what I actually love to do. So when they bought the cones, right, and asked me to draw, I suddenly like, yeah, this is very like, yeah, I like remember the feeling, like I felt very nostalgic.
Like creating something.
Yeah. Yeah,
With your
that was like, okay, I think I'm going to buy some more cones tomorrow. Then there was this, I was placed in, should I say the location? Never mind.
You were placed in.
If I say the location, people know the cinema already.
Okay, it's alright then.
Okay, so anyway, nearby there was this Indian shop. It's like
Okay.
a provision shop.
Okay.
So we always go there to buy like drinks or like some crackers or what. Then there was on top of the table there was like they placed these henna cones,
Like in baskets or what?
No, it's just like a box of henna cones. And then like this henna cone goes for like one coin for $2.50. Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
But for one lah.
yeah, but this one is the henna cones that's have like
Those mass produced.
yeah,
henna
mass
cones, is
produced like Shama henna cones. I bought that for my first henna cone, and I bought like one whole box. Inside that one box got 12. So I just bought everything.
Okay, when you bought everything, was that when you know that, man, I really love doing henna?
Yeah, I went crazy.
Yeah, I remember lah. Because there were a few times you had no hands to draw. You draw on the table, right?
Yeah, I draw on the table. I any skin that I see on my friend's hand, I will draw on them.
Kesian nyonya tu Any skin you see. Okay,
Yeah.
but anyway, so once you were doing henna, when did you start to think that, I really think that I can make something out of this? Eventually you want to, the dream for everybody is to make something they are passionate about
to
profitable, to sustain them in their daily living.
Yeah, doing what they love lah as a career.
So like, how did you make that switch? Because that's the toughest part that I personally notice in like people with passion basically.
Okay. So when I first started, actually I didn't had that in mind. I didn't had the thought of like changing it to a career because when I was working, I was in a managerial position. The pay was good, so I had no complaints about the pay, the salary that I got, and I thought like, yeah, never mind, just do this like for fun lah, just like rekindle my love for drawing. I know it sounds very cliche, but I really felt that.
Okay.
Yeah, I really felt that. So when I bought that cones, right, I had no idea, that what was instant. Okay lah, instant henna and natural henna cones. I thought that Shama cones, right, was the naturalest of them all.
Was there the word natural on it? That's what I want to know.
No
Is there the word natural?
because it's like a henna paste, like a normal henna paste. Only that is because it gives the natural henna paste stain.
So it's just okay. Like, what's written on it?
Natural henna cones.
Natural henna cones.
If I'm not wrong, at that point of time, it was placed like natural henna cones, like that. But it does give. At that point of time, to me, I felt like it was the best stain ever. Like, oh, this is the shit, man. I like it.
Okay.
I really felt that. Then after that
was when you didn't know any better lah.
Yeah.
As in, didn't know any better about henna paste and stuff like. You didn't know the difference.
Yeah, it was really I had no knowledge about henna at all.
Okay.
Like it was my first step to actually entering the henna world, as you say it lah.
Okay.
So when I bought them, I kept on drawing. When I finished my henna cone, I got nothing to draw on. I took a pencil or a pen and an A4 plain paper and just keep on doodling. Remember that time I took like a class, my human resource class.
Okay.
Yeah. At first I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna get this human resource set. And then after that, a few weeks down the road, when I discovered henna, I couldn't stop doodling. Even in class, I still doodle.
Okay.
And then
so it wasn't any different with you in secondary school lah.
Yeah. So my classmates were like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. I just like to doodle. So that's when I realized like
you had like a epiphany. What am I doing? Why am
stop.
I in this class? I should be out there doing henna.
Yeah, I got like whatever I did, right, to be honest, I don't know how it will sound like to you guys, but I feel very unmotivated to do anything besides like drawing henna. Yeah, that is all that I wanted to do at that point of time. So to me, I feel like, I really like to do this. Then I go to Instagram. Then I see like, oh, there's a lot of henna. Then I type the word henna Singapore. Then I see, oh, there's a lot of people doing henna. And then I have this how do I say it? There's this one henna artist. Her name is Amira. Now she goes by Adon by Amira in Instagram.
Okay.
She was my secondary schoolmate. She was my junior lah.
Okay.
Then she did a perfect. I remember how I remember this part where she made a perfect canvas piece. There was a ayat, like a Quranic verse, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Then her borders were like henna design borders, and it was very beautiful.
Okay.
So from then we started talking, and at that point of time,
yep,
she already had an Instagram page, a henna Instagram page, and her designs were all black and white. You know how you always place your feet nicely?
Yeah.
And hers was like black and white photographs.
So she had the a very nice looking Instagram grid lah.
Yes, and her designs were nice at that point of time. To me, I feel it was like, wow, damn nice. Like,
this is the bomb, man.
Yeah, this is fantastic. But now it's even better lah. her
Okay.
artwork is so much better lah. Of
From the
course
time
lah.
that you saw lah.
Yeah, of course, it's so much better. Then, we
This is a
started.
few years back, right?
Yeah, it's in 2014.
Oh, okay.
So at that point of time, we started talking, and then I asked where to buy like good natural henna cones. Then that's where she introduced me to Fawzila Artistry,
Oh.
which I remember I went to buy henna cones from her, and then that was like the very first time I bought a really hand mixed homemade natural henna cone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this Adon by Amira actually recommended you to buy henna cones from Fawzil Artistry.
Yeah. So that
was when you found out that there's a real difference in the henna paste and stuff like that.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct. So
Alright.
so the stain was so much darker and more intense.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that is the part where like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
That's when you're gonna pursue henna lah, basically.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So at that point of time, like I what I did was I just recreated designs from Instagram and Pinterest, and then I remember like asking my friends, you want to draw henna or not?
Okay. So you like every pair of hands you see,
Yeah.
then you just ask,
It's
you
like,
want henna or not?
You want
or
henna?
not?"
You want henna? I feel like drawing today. Later after work, we just sit at McDonald's or some kopitiam to draw henna.
Kopitiam
I don't know, like it's not like a kopitiam at under the block one. It's like in the shopping mall kopitiam.
Oh, okay.
The shop name is kopitiam.
Oh, okay. That kopitiam. Okay.
Yes. So they were happy to do it. I tell you, it's like okay, can man. Then there will be like 2 to 3 people waiting to get their henna on their hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, last time I felt if my hands were fully covered with henna, it was already nice.
Doesn't matter what design.
Yeah, doesn't matter what design is it. But when I look back now,
Yeah.
it
looks
is,
like you celup your hand into
yeah,
the.
it is horrendous. I tell you, I was like, what was I doing? What element is this even? Yeah. So from then on, I felt like okay, I've been doing it a lot, and then some people say like, do henna for me. So for the first year, it was more of like, I just draw for people. It didn't really turn into a career. So it's more of like the second year when my friends were the one who start asking, who the ones asking me like, can you do henna for me, like for Hari Raya?
Also, your friends started like sort of like low-key engaging you lah. To do their henna
yes,
lah.
yes. In a sense,
Okay.
that's how it started. So
how did you get the idea that you know what, I should start charging people for this? Because like you're obviously getting the demand. You know, your services are in demand, what, basically. If your friends are asking you to like, can you do this for me, So like, when did you start thinking that, okay, I love doing this, but I need to make it profitable if I want to keep doing this for everybody. Like, when did you start to make that jump?
that jump was like a bit later, like a few months later afterwards. Because initially when they start telling me, all I could say was, you just pay me however you feel like it, you know, like, because it was
So how much were they paying
it
you?
was so uncomfortable for me to ask like, you pay me $10 for this.
I think
This
okay,
is worth $10.
I think that's the part where a lot of budding artists find it hard to like, you know, they struggle in that sense.
Yeah, I also feel like that also.
So like, because they don't know that, okay, actually, yeah,
How much
is
this
this worth?
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's not something that is tangible. Like, you know, like you're selling a product, you're selling an artwork actually.
Because you need to know how much your artwork is worth. That's one thing. And also like the effort you put into learning how to draw that certain element or certain motif.
So the price will eventually set itself
Yeah.
based on like what you've learned lah.
Yeah. So from then I feel like, okay lah. Like at the point of time, just tell them, just pay me how you feel the artwork is worth. In a sense, I said that to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, I started to post more and more portfolios in my Instagram feed.
Okay.
So I created Khair Henna's Instagram,
Okay.
and then I had a lot of like backdated photos, right? So I just post them, and I took Amira as an inspiration. So a few of my photos were black and white also.
Well, shout out to this Amira.
It was like the in thing at the current point of time.
black and white photos also.
Yeah, because it makes the design stands out, which is I understand why maybe that's the reason why she chose that sort of look for the henna designs.
For the henna grid lah.
Yeah. So afterwards, when I started posting on my portfolio even more, I started to get DMs in my Instagram, like how much do I charge? I tell you, the first time when people ask me that, the feeling was like,
charge whatever you want, $10 okay.
I was such in a panic. I like,
Because this is a
God.
stranger, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a friend that you can
It was
actually...
somebody that I don't know.
Yep.
Then the funny part was they asked for bridal quotations. I even more.
Were you mind blown?
I was so mind blown.
Like, oh, okay. You think I'm good enough for a bridal quotation? Okay.
So at that point of time, I started to maybe since people are asking already, I should start setting my prices already. And at that point of time, when I just started, I quoted like last time it was simple or intricate. So there was 2 packages, simple or intricate. So I asked around like Amira, like how do you do the quotations? Like how do you set the price? So she gave me like her rough price list. Then I just gauge around there. Then seeing how good her artwork was, I at that point of time I felt like I was never on par with her.
Okay.
Like until today, I still feel her artwork is better than mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I just gauged, and I remember my very first quotation was $70
Okay.
for both hands, front and back, and the feet, and that is inclusive of transportation.
Okay.
Yeah, $70, and to me that was a lot for me to be actually like taking in for doing a bridal henna.
Okay.
But that was like the second appointment I went to. But the first appointment I went to, I will never forget.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a henna party for like I think about six ladies around there. And I was so nervous, If I'm not wrong, it was around next mall area. Where is that?
Serangoon.
Serangoon, or I think around there, Serangoon area, if I'm not wrong. And I was so nervous. I asked one of my colleagues, "Hey, you follow me, can or not?" She has nothing to do with henna.
Okay.
Yeah. I asked her to follow me because I was so nervous, and she is the most supportive friend that I have ever met. Yeah. She followed me. She just sat there and she just encouraged me. You can do this.
So her
You
job
can
is just to be your fangirl lah.
Yeah, to be not fangirl lah.
She just like say, you can do this. Just keep looking at you for the whole henna party. Just
She
you can.
she was more of like my moral support. I really needed that at that point of time. Like how I needed you now. Oh.
Okay. Okay.
It was very comforting.
Cringe love moment. Okay.
So it was a very I was emotional at that point of time. I feel very grateful to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel very grateful to her. Like if she wasn't there, I think my drawing would show on the lady's hands of how nervous I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
so throughout that first sort of like you're being engaged for the first time.
Yeah.
So she was just there. She was giving you moral support, and you felt that you really needed that, lah.
Yeah.
Basically.
I really needed that so much. She was just sitting down there looking at me and going like thumbs up, like yes.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
That's very nice of your friend.
Like can.
That's like the ultimate friend.
Then I was like, I was so happy that she was there for me. Then after that, I remembered afterwards it was late at night because it was a henna night.
Yep.
So we kept back home. Then all I did was, thanks for accompanying me. It was
You got belanja her food, right?
got lah, of course lah. I don't remember it was on that day itself, but maybe like a few days later, maybe. I'm not sure. It was like way back, so that is for her to say for me if she does remember. You know who you are. Thank you so much. It was something that I will never forget for my personal henna journey. For the start, it's something I will never forget. Yeah.
Okay. So when you did your first henna sort of like engagement, right?
Yeah.
Were you still working? You were still working, right?
Yeah, I was still. So it was more of a passive income.
Okay, so like side money lah.
Yeah, it's a sideline job.
So eventually, how did you like?
Even at that point of time, I don't feel like it was a job. Like
you're just doing it for fun.
Yeah, I was like doing it because I love it. The it's just the bonus part is like I got incentive out of it lah.
That's a nicer way to put it. Like, hey man, I'm getting paid. Okay, so obviously today from 2004, this is in 2014, right?
Yeah, 2014.
So moving on to like today where you are. Okay. When did you actually like during 2014 did you decide like, hey, you know what, I'm still working and this is my side money, and I realized that, hey man, I can actually do this for real. Like this can be my really like a full-time pay for me. So what gave you that confident boost to like make that jump?
Is really at that point of time there was still uncertainty. That's a definite.
Okay.
I still felt like I wouldn't know where it will bring me to. I wouldn't know that if it will help me in the long run. But all I know was I love it. I'm gonna do it. I don't care how much it will bring in the money in that sense, like in finances. Mind you, we were getting married at the point of time.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I was engaged to him. It was in 2015. I started to show the lack of interest at my job already, and at that point of time, before that I felt like, I think this is the time where I put in a lot of effort. I went to flea markets, and then if there was a bridal or an appointment for henna party, I will arrange it in a sense that I can go before work or after work.
Okay.
So imagine at that point of time, I was working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
This is your full-time job?
Yeah, during my full-time job, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then afterwards, I would go to the appointment at 7 p.m. And at that point of time, my skills weren't as, how do I say it, as good as it is now. I took even more time. So I end up going back home at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Okay, yeah.
There are very rare times that I go back home at 3 a.m. when the bride do like mid-arm length and very, very intricate designs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to copy the designs and everything, so it takes more time on it.
Okay, so if you had to like for example, you were working morning shift, right? Because you were shift based, right, actually.
Yeah.
So you're working morning shift at like 9 until what time again?
5, 6.
So 7 you go off.
Yeah.
And then you, let's say, come home 1 or 2. Then the next morning, you morning shift, you had to like
I have to go to work again.
Oh,
yeah. So,
okay.
But the good thing at that point of time, the response.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember the times that you like you really had to hustle hard.
Yeah.
Because I remember all the late nights that you will text me, I'm going home. It's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, okay, I'm really in bed. So wow, that was okay. Personally, as like your future husband to be, right? At that time, I did feel like, wow, okay, this is how I know, like, okay, this is a love cringe moment, but this is how I know that, okay, she's a dime in a dozen, because
Oh,
I've never seen someone work so hard on a passion like that. That I know that, okay, she works shift and then after that goes on to hustle even more to like chase her passion and then goes back to work the next day. Because I know how tiring shift work can get. Because I went through that also.
yeah.
So it was something very, very respectable lah, to see
Thank
as your
you.
other half lah.
I'm speechless. Can I be speechless in a
Yes.
podcast?
Diam je. Dia macam macam gitu je. Just diam je. Speechless.
So
Okay, so you
Thank
go
you.
on. Awkward. Why are you making this awkward? Okay,
yeah,
so anyway,
you lah.
so you you eventually quit your job.
Yeah.
But how was the response like from your mom, your friends, your family? I'm very sure, okay, because I'm one of them. I was skeptical.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, but I was your other half because I know that I will stick through you no matter what. But then there were a lot of other people, I'm very sure, who have supported you way longer than I am, like your parents, your family members, your friends, who will probably feel that, man, is she for real or like what? What was the response you got when you told people that, hey, I'm going to do henna full time?
Both my mom and dad was very skeptical. They were like, ini how Malay says, ini balik modal ke? Like,
Oh, balik
this
modal.
this one can get back your money or not? Like, you spend because I did spend a lot. I spent a lot on like buying henna powder. That's when I realized like, oh, I also want to mix my own henna cones. I want to try doing that. Like, what's so good about mixing your own natural henna powder? So there's a difference, you know. That is also another topic for another day. So, I spent a lot on henna products, and then I was just drawing on people for fun. So the money wasn't coming back in again. Then my mother was like, can make profit or not? Then how? You getting married, you know?
Yeah, everybody was asking
Yeah.
that question, right?
Like, you getting married, you know? Then my dad was like, try to find another full-time job lah. Just stick to where you were or what or something like that. Then I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's not something that I want to do. I feel it's like if I were to go back to that place again, I feel like that is it. I don't want to work for somebody else that I feel like there is no sense of purpose, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
I understand.
Like there is no sense of purpose. I feel like that is it.
That I think, okay, I can resonate a bit. It kind of feels like you're going to work and then you're just like, you just feel like, I'm just here to breathe. You know what I mean? I'm just here to breathe, do my job, and then go home. Just punch in and go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that is how I felt
It
at that
gets
point
very
of time.
dreadful.
Yes. I was like, it has become a chore to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's 9 a.m. I have to go work now. Like, not 9 a.m. now lah. Like, I have to be at work at 9 a.m. lah. Like, you know.
I think that's the worst.
Yeah. So, at that point of time, I stopped my full-time job in 2014 in November. Sorry, not 2014, 2015 in November. And then we were getting married in 2016.
Yeah.
So at that point of time, with whatever bonus I had from the previous job, because I still got my bonus.
Yep.
So I went all out. I went for booths, like flea markets and everything. And also, I remember it was nearing, our wedding was in 2016 August.
Okay.
And then before that, there was Hari Raya, right? So,
Yeah.
so I made that opportunity to like, try it out for that period of Hari Raya henna. So it was Eat Henna at that point of time. So I did a appointment basis.
Okay, so at this time you really went out your way to get yourself out there lah.
Yeah.
Basically, like you went to
It
like,
was like
all
this
these
is
booths lah,
Yeah.
and this like really just posting on Instagram and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, plus
to make it work.
also to like help me in finance part, right?
Yup.
I did had a part-time job on the side.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
okay,
work
okay, yeah.
at-
Now I remember.
Yeah, I work at
You
a
were at this, retail shop, right?
retail shop for a while, for maybe like a month or two.
Ada
Then
paitao.
yeah, I paitao a lot. Not because I paitao because I don't want to go work. Paitao means like don't go work.
Yeah lah, but as in like you put your schedule, right? So it was
Yeah.
easier for you to even more flexible.
Yeah, it's very flexible. I'm able to do my henna and actually
Okay,
go
so
to
when you
work.
were working at the retail shop as a part-timer, and then you worked at doing henna as freelance, right? Did the total amount amounted to a full-time pay? Or more?
At the point of time, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
close lah.
Close.
But not yet.
Not yet. Not even there yet.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Okay.
Okay, not even close. Maybe I earn about maybe $300 from the part time,
Yep.
and then maybe like a couple of another 300, 400 from the henna itself.
Oh, you NS man, you know.
Yeah,
You only got $800.
it was quite bad lah. At the point of time, I still feel like I want to do this. So comes Eat Henna
Okay.
on that day. I said, I did appointment basis, right?
Yep.
And then I was so surprised that there were so many DMs coming. Are you available right now to do henna? Are you available right now to do henna? Then I was like, okay, why not I just do walk in? Since like that there are still a bit of time for like in betweens for me to take in walk-ins. So I realized like, oh wow, there is actually a lot of people doing henna with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Then that's the part where I realized like, wow, I ended like about what, 5 a.m. in the morning.
Wait, so where did you do this?
It's at my mom's house.
Kat rumah mama?
Yeah.
What was your impression ah?
It was like 3 in the morning and my mom was like,
Belum habis-habis.
yeah, haven't finished yet. What time finish? When are these people going home?
So like what was the rough crowd at the time?
I think okay, the living room can fit about like 20 people.
Yeah.
So there was like around 20 people waiting in line, like
Serious?
around there lah, like plus
How
minus.
much per hand at the time?
I charged quite
Low.
a low price at that point of time because I just started and my artwork wasn't as
Good lah.
good as it is. I hope lah. It is now lah.
Okay.
So a lot of them were like, oh, this is so nice, this is so pretty. I was like, oh, so thank you so much. I feel very happy when I hear that like someone actually appreciates my artwork. It was really enlightening for me. It was the positive vibe was so big that I couldn't handle it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that when like your mom thought that,
Yeah.
oh, actually she can make a living out of this.
Yeah. Then at that point of time, my mom was like, she currently right now is my number one supporter.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. She is my number one supporter. She is my biggest fan.
Also,
in
you're
henna.
sometimes your biggest investor, right?
Yeah lah, she will help me lah once in a while. Like, maybe she like, I buy sugar for you.
Oh.
Like, because we need sugar
Yeah.
for the henna paste. So she'll help me buy sugar. Like all the minimal. Like she'll go JB to buy like cello sheets for me, like that. You know?
Oh, okay.
Like,
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
very-
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was very sweet of her. Then she's the one now who encourages me more. Like, don't stop what you're doing. Even now I do baking, she asks me to bake even more. Like, she now believes in me, like, truly 100%. Like, you can
Like
do...
you know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can do
Okay.
whatever you want if you put your heart into it. You know?
Okay. I remember that there was a pressure lah.
Yeah.
Because we were getting married, right?
Oh my god, the stress.
So the stress level
Oh my
was
God,
actually it was actually skyrocketing because
Yeah.
there were a lot of
And your mom was also very skeptical
yes.
because her concerns were more on the CPF part. Like,
yes, about purchasing the house and stuff
yeah,
like that.
we were going to get the house. We were going to buy the house. We need CPF. This CPF contribution only applies in Singapore.
Yes.
So yeah. So she was very skeptical. And also now she is my number one supporter. Okay lah, she's side by side with my mother. So both my mother-in-law and my mom are very, very supportive of me. They say to me like, especially my mother-in-law, like she's so like kesian with me, like, your back okay not? Like, is your back hurting? Like, do you need
She
me?
Indonesian lah. That's why she like worried about this sort of
Yeah,
thing.
but she was. I remember when we first started to build up the shop.
Yep.
Yeah, and then she like gave like a gift in like helping building up the shop, like in terms like buying the furniture. That was also another moment for me, like, oh my god, like she actually supported me this far to help me reach my dreams, you know.
Okay, save that one for our next podcast. About the
Yes.
shop. Okay,
Yeah.
so alright. So right now we eventually got married.
Yeah.
And then
Of
everything
course, here
worked
we
out.
are now.
Yeah, everything worked out.
Yeah.
Right now, this podcast obviously is also a discussion platform, right? You're gonna have
Yes.
like people over.
I'll be bringing
like that.
in a few guests, like henna artists, or like other, not only henna artists, maybe other guests that might be relatable to henna during these times. So I think that would be a good sense where you also can learn, I also can learn from our guests that we are gonna have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, this podcast you're gonna have guests over. You're gonna have like discussion regarding the henna industry and stuff like that.
Yes. So it opens up our minds, you know, be more.
The different challenges that
Yes,
people face.
correct.
Because I think that
We're going to kick all the myths and bring in the facts.
I also think that a lot of different henna artists have a different journey
Yes,
to
I
their
agree.
destination of where they are now.
Yes.
That should be interesting to
I'm
hear.
very, very excited to hear what others have to say, especially. So, this will be the end of our first episode. Thank you for listening. I am excited. So, be sure to listen to our next episode. Follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Khair Henna.
You want to follow me also can.
Follow my husband if you're interested in his life.
Nothing lah, it's private lah.
So thank you again. I will see you on the next episode.